Was everybody crypto muscle pumping iron, pumping crypto. That's what it's all about. Pumping iron and pumping crypto. Coming to you in another video. So here we are, international renown and worldwide syndicated, the fake lasers. I'll throw in a Jamaican air raid today. If you guys know what that is, look that up. Jamaican air raid. And what else do we have going on today here? This is more, it's kind of a Death Watch update, but it's just other platforms I wanted to throw in the mix too. So you call it Death Watch, you call it whatever you want. But today I declare Coin Market Bull is dead. And throwing in the dead, the carcass of Coin Market Bull into the grave, I'll throw Max Spread in there with it. And we'll talk about other platforms as well. And Novatech is actually dead, right? You haven't seen any updates in a long time. So I'm not even going to talk about too much about Novatech except that don't fall for the Novatech.uk, okay? You fall for that, then yeah, you're screwed and you just got to get out of crypto. Yeah, so Novatech's dead, right? Cynthia's gone. She's hot, chilling in Dubai on the beach, drinking her, whatever types of drinks she likes to drink. What do you call, what's some good female drinks? Shit, I don't know, martini, I don't know. But drinking, enjoying her time at the beach, probably with Dap Dumbass and all that stuff. And it's just what it is, right? So we're gonna move on and talk about other platforms though, real quick, before we dive into the death of CoinMarketable. All I gotta say is, am I right or am I right? Yeah, that's all I gotta say. So we'll talk about funds first, all right? Funds, I call this the private group, all right? The private earning group is what I've been calling it ever since they wanted to crack down on using the word funds on social media and stuff like that. So I call it the private earning group because it is, right? You're private and you're earning and it's a group. So just to get down to it, right? They enabled withdrawals last Saturday, and as of this week, it's still pending. So, with that, let's go get caught up on what's transpired since then. All right, so a week? No, is it a week ago? Let me go back to this one. Let's see. Roughly a week ago. Let me roll this forward when they started enabling withdrawals. She's actually not bad looking right here, like this. But then when she zooms it on her face like that, that's a disservice. Just saying. I mean, just giving you the honest opinion there. So stuff got enabled right last Saturday, and then there seems to be a midweek frustration going on here. So let's see here. Want to help us make withdrawals move faster, right? Of course you do. We've all been to webinars, heard the reason for slow withdrawals. It is the sheer number of withdrawals that come in every day that's backing up the system. Funds is not going anywhere. As a matter of fact, we're getting bigger and better every day, so let's get back to work. Stop withdrawing for a while. Well, shit, nobody was withdrawing for a month, right? So to help process run smoothly again and help the community, think about it. Have we ever had this problem before? No, well, no, but you do right now. That's current. Have you always gotten your withdrawals in a timely manner? Yes, in the past. Before June. We'll just say before June. The system was running perfectly until everyone got out of the faith space and started operating in fear. I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Funds was operating fine until beginning of June, and then beginning of June when they decided they wanted to go from the Tron network when it was operating fine for well over a year plus, they decided, they had a panties up in a wad or whatever it is. They decided to go to USDC for whatever reason, which doesn't make sense because even if you go to USDC and say like Tron did go up in fees and all that for their using their network, it's still a whole lot cheaper than using an Ethereum network for USDC. But they still went forward with this USDC stuff. And to me, that's when the problem started happening, because it's just kind of coincidental that all of a sudden they have problems now when they made this switch. I mean, it's very coincidental. I mean, maybe there is no connection, but it's just the timing of everything. It's just odd. And I did get paid 1 week, and as many of us did, got paid 1 week of USDC before this sort of debacle happened. So, what fear transpired to draw everybody to draw everything out? I don't know. Tell you, what fear was there? I mean, I don't know. That's what they're saying there. So you could ask yourself that question. I mean, I wasn't aware of anything sort of happening or effervescing, to happening, and all of a sudden they just said, oh, we got to hold pause on stuff for a while, blah blah blah, and here we are today, right? So do I even need this money right now, or should I cancel this withdrawal and let the person who can't live without it get the withdrawal? Well, if everybody thinks like that for each individual, then I bet you can still have that. So let's just say we go backwards, right? And I tap the person on the shoulder and say, I'm going to bypass my withdrawal this week to give it to you. And then that person says, I'm going to bypass my withdrawal and give it to the next person in front of me. And you go all the way up to the front of the line to that very one person. And that one person says, okay, I'm going to do a withdrawal. All right, so imagine this long-ass line of people. All right, 100 of them tapped forward to person number one. All 99 decided not to do it. We'll let person number one do it. And we're still going to be paused. I bet you anything. We're still going to be frozen. And then what are you going to say? So the system was running perfectly. Now it could take weeks to get your money. We've already taken weeks because it's already taken a month since the last payout. The last payout was June 9th, right? Or last payday, June 9th. And, from there, when you look at it, there has been nothing since, right? You had to pause for a while. You reopened it last week, which was a month later approximately, right? 4 to 5 weeks later. And then, so it's already been weeks without the money, right? Think about the community as a whole and not just yourself. So now they're saying because you want to withdraw your money, what you earned, or what quote unquote earned, that you're being selfish now, right? Ask yourself, do I even need this money right now, or should I cancel this withdrawal and let the person who can't live without, right? Realize that you're not worrying about the longevity of the project. You're not thinking about your children having money or their children. You're thinking short-term, quick money for yourself. Well, there are some people that actually everybody has not gotten anything in a month, right? And counting. I mean, now it's July 22nd. And when you look at that, that's 6 weeks that no one's been able to withdraw money. So, to me, what is there to say? I mean, there's no excuse, is what it is. All right, so if there's a problem, just say it. That don't try to cut the corners and all this other bullshit, and just tell it like it is. And that's the thing about it. They won't tell it like it is. So, they actually opened up the chats. They closed the chats, and they opened it back up, surprisingly, right? So, let's see here. This is from one of our leaders, right? Same person here. Righteous Rising, everyone. We understand that getting our funds in a timely manner is important to us. Having that said, there are a couple things we all need to consider. Market conditions lately have not been the best, industry-wide, to say the least. Let me see here. Let's go take a look at the market here. Currently flat, looks like, over the past day. I mean, we've been kind of in a sideways pattern for a very long time, because when you look at Bitcoin, and you look at let's go look at the past month. It's been sideways. I mean, if funds has been down 4 to 6 weeks, right? More or less, it's been around the 30K to 29K. It's been sideways this whole time. In the past month, it's been pretty much flat. Look at that. 0.55% in a month. And that's on Bitcoin. All right, that's to me, the the bar that sets the standards for everything else that's going on in the market. And if you're looking at it like this, and it's been flat for the month, as in because it's just sideways, how's that so bad? So you can't blame the market. To me, you can't. Of course, there's going to be volatility and stuff. So this is my pending withdrawal from last week. But so that doesn't make sense. The challenges that our community are facing have been discussed over several times over the last several weeks on both live calls and Telegram chat. Yeah, there are many handling matters with the government at the same time. So there it is right there. They're handling matters with the government. So that's something there, right? They're dealing with members who, despite agreeing to the terms and conditions of our PMA, they're violating terms by posting public videos spreading FUD. I mean, how's it spreading FUD if this is real news, right? And spreading false information about the community. All right, so there are safety measures in place, which includes new guidelines as to how and when withdrawals will occur. Yeah, we followed that, right? They said that you only could withdraw out of your, let's go here, withdraw funds, right? You only could withdraw out of your commission wallet. There it goes, weekly limit, $2,500. I mean, it's all laid out for you right there. All you got to do is follow the direction, right? $355 is not a whole lot. Staking wallet balance. You only could take, I think they said 10% of that. So weekly limit, 10% of that, right? So yeah, 1,000 from 10,000, it's 1,000, right? So again, I didn't do that one. All I only did was just withdraw out of the commission wallet. All right, and so how's that doing anything if everybody's doing the same thing, right? You guys set it up this way. How can that be anything outside of what we're being told to do? So they were also rolling out the process of finalizing a rollout and updated rewards plan. This is not a company, a community, and requires all our efforts to make this work. In this space we operate in, blah 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 blah. So they open up the chats. People are voicing their thoughts and everything, and things are being said. There was a call the other day. I think it was yesterday. And was it yesterday? Yeah, it was yesterday. And it was just more or less like a, what do they call those fireside chats? Is like what it is pretty much. Just having a little junta on just voicing thoughts, voicing on, oh, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, this is what you should do, right? And all that stuff, like letting people talk and vent and all that stuff. So let's see here. And then they just reposted what came out of the meeting a week before. So yeah, so there's not much to it right now except wait, right? And is anything going to come out of this? I don't know. So from what I understand from the several Zoom meetings that I've attended is that there's going to be a new compensation plan. Okay, who cares? I mean, I never cared for it, all right? Whatever happens, happens. I mean, I know there's top people that probably care about compensation plans and all that. I just want to know if this thing's going to work or not. That's it. That's all I care about is if it works, and it works. And we can continue to have this conversation of, hey, it's a great platform is running, or if it doesn't work, oh, all right, this platform's shit, and yeah, it's over. That's all I need to do. And that's the news I provide. We don't fall in love with these platforms, and that's what we do. So yeah, so that's what we got going on. That's the latest on funds. All right. Now let's go jump on over to the hype. So IOTA Labs. All right. This was around, I don't know how long. Let me see how long I was in it for, because I really don't know. Let's see here. Alright, so I joined in at the very beginning, July 3rd. Alright, so I joined in at the very beginning and did several withdrawals, right, throughout the time in it until they say you couldn't anymore, right? And here's the latest news on this one. This one's going to be strange, alright? So a few days ago they did this, right? We talked about this. I covered this. Dear customers, due to technical reasons, the IOTA or Loto Labs project will not be distributing profits for the next 2 to 3 days. This is back on the 17th when I first talked about it. We're changing the profit distribution scheme and introducing our token babies into the system. So they say you could look it up on the Binance Smart Chain scan. And from now on, profits will be credited in this token to avoid any disappointment. Each user will receive coins equivalent to the amount invested into the project. So nothing came about till this morning now, alright? So that's 5 days later and not 2 to 3 days later like they were talking about. Alright, so let's see if they actually implemented that. I don't know. It doesn't look like they implemented it. Yeah, so unless that's what this SDT means, or USDT, never mind. So no, they didn't implement it yet, but this is what came out. You have waited 2-3 hours, you'll receive a simple instruction on how to get our coins for free. And this is what they posted from that, right? In order to receive it, in order to fight bots and multi-accounts, your wallet should have at least $50. Empty wallets will not pass the check. To me, this is very fishy, alright? That you gotta submit your wallet and you gotta have at least $50. And let's see, the wallets you can use, MetaMask, blah blah blah. Once again, the wallet balance should not be empty, but receiving coins is free for our users. So they're saying they're distributing these tokens. Install the wallet, top up your wallet with at least $50 or more. Click the connect wallet. The tokens will be sent, and then all this stuff, right? So this is fishy because I've seen stuff like this before, where they have some sort of weird reverse protocol that can essentially suck the money out from that wallet, which is pretty crazy. But I've seen it before because it's happened to a platform that was out there. This was like last year. I forgot what the name of the program was, but I noticed that once you claim it and you put it in your wallet, right, they somehow was able to have a weird protocol and just remove that from your wallet and everything else from that wallet, which was crazy. So what happened was when I caught one of those transactions, I moved, as soon as I received the money, I moved it to another wallet right away because I didn't want that to happen again. So I started doing that up until the demise of that particular platform. I can't remember what it was called. And so to me, I feel like that's what's going to happen with this thing. And so, yeah, I wouldn't touch this thing. I would not even bother trying that because I'm afraid that's what's going to happen there. All right, so that's IOTA Labs. All right, now, all right, let's get to it here. We already, touched on this, and so let's touch on the death. All right, the coin market bull is now dead. All right, this is going to be buried. That's going to free up my Tuesday spot that I normally do. Talk about coin market bullshit that's been going on at MaxSpread. All right, it used to be 2 separate videos, and then it became combined into one, and then it became included into my Death Watch on Tuesdays. To now, we're at this point where it is now. We could call this officially dead. All right, because the actions of CoinMarketBull, MaxSpread died a while ago, but it just wasn't really confirmed. But I'm gonna throw it in the grave with CoinMarketBull now. All right, and all I got to say is, yeah, was I right or was I right? All right, I kept saying all along, go listen to my Death Watch videos, go listen to my CoinMarketBull videos. Dude was timing it just right. You know what? Here, let me bring him on board here. He could watch me here because he's the bacon man and he loves his bacon. All right, he loves bacon, but he doesn't like dealing with platforms on the downfall. Right, and that's been his MO this whole time. All right, he's been doing it and doing it each and every time. Mainnet had a problem. Okay, I'm going to be out of mainnet. MaxSpread had a problem. I'm gonna step down as CEO, and they had this little dispute on who left who first and all that stuff, And here's CoinMarketBull now. All I got to say is he was timing it, and he timed it right yesterday, right? So let's get to it here, right? Because this is going to be part of a conversation that really connects everything together here. So this is what was posted yesterday, right? Website down and lack of communication. Dear CMB teams, I hope this message finds you in good health and spirits. Unfortunately, I must bring to your attention a distressing matter that has deeply impacted all of us as members and leaders of CMB. As you may be aware, our website is currently experiencing technical difficulties, rendering it inaccessible to both internal and external stakeholders, and moreover, and even more disheartening, there has been a noticeable lack of communication from our owners and management regarding this issue of any updates related to the company. This unfortunate situation has cast a shadow of uncertainty over our CMB family, leaving us in a state of limbo and confusion. We have patiently waited for progress of any form of communication, hoping for resolution or a glimmer of hope. However, the silence has only added to the sense of sadness and concern. Our team has always thrived on diversity, collaboration. Shut up. We cherish the camaraderie. You only cherish the camaraderie when it benefits you, right? And there's no benefit to it. You call everybody animals. You call everybody, if you don't like this shit, get out of here type of thing. So you only call it that when it benefits you. And collective ambition has defined us as an organization. This current state of affairs has left everyone feeling disheartened and uncertain about the future. Well, yeah. It is in our heavy hearts to address this matter, as we deeply care about the success and longevity of our CMB team. No, you don't. We recognize that challenges and losses are part of the crypto journey, but what truly matters is how we navigate through them together. At this juncture, we ourselves are grappling with the questions about the path ahead. We are committed to the vision and mission. We implore the owners and management to step forward and engage with us transparently. Shut the fuck up. For open communication is the bedrock of any successful organization. We believe that by coming together and sharing our concerns, we can collectively seek solutions and work towards a brighter future. In the absence of information, we are left waiting, and the progress is being made. Blah, 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 blah. You're just, rambling on about stuff, right? And please consider this heartfelt plea of all of us, leaders at CMB. And let us unite as a team does, address issues at hand, which he doesn't like to do anyways. He doesn't like to address issues. And pave the way for a stronger, more resilient future by diversifying. So he's saying this. All right, CMB's done. All right, so let's just put this behind us and come on. We still have CloudFi, we have Vortex, we have SureX, Tegeta, and Verse. And thank you for your attention, understanding, and support in this time. That's all he's saying. He's just telling you, come join in Tegeta. He's been pushing big and hard. He has a big heart on for Tegeta. And Tegeta is like another, to me, it's another max spread. That's just how I feel about it. And so, with that, everything else that comes out of CloudFi, it's just copy and paste, because we all know the owner of CloudFi has taken the reins of that ship, and all he's doing is just copy and pasting now. He don't even acknowledge himself as CEO. If he does, then he's not really CEO. He's just a wannabe. But yeah, so CoinMarketBull is dead. But let me connect you to the conversation here, all right? Because that's only a piece of it here. And, you'll see here what I'm talking about, right? So, it started with this. Thank you for your comments, but I also wonder if you can clear up confusion that has been asked for this in this chat. And weeks ago, there's such a following. I took detailed notes when I first heard you pitch CMB, and I remember watching these CMB calls. You said that when you first met with the company owners, all right, that he first met with the company owners. And yes, it's not like we all are deaf. We all heard that. Was there more than one owner? It doesn't matter. He met with them, supposedly. Did you meet with him or them in person? Did the meeting take place at CMB office? You also said it was really refreshing to know that they were financially stable and that you knew we would get paid. Do you feel it is time to try and claw back our money? And because you also said that being a brand manager, you have two roles. On the inside, working with the company, and on the outside, working with the customers, because you have a 2-year contract. You kept on gloating about, I have a 2-year deal. I have a 2-year deal here, and we're not going anywhere in 6 months. All right, into that, huh? Isn't that funny as hell? And would you think it would be the best person to help CMB members accomplish this if it is time to do so? Do you agree that you should be the person, and would you be willing to spearhead this effort? So let me stop right there for a second here, all right? Because he did say all that stuff. He did say that he met with them. He said that he was over at the head office in Budapest, Hungary, and all this other bullshit, and that he saw the bots working. He saw the trades and stuff. He saw everything because he got dumb bitches like Marcos to believe in it. And, Marcos is a numbnut. Oh, if Jan said he saw it and he saw everything, then I'm taking his word for it, even though these guys never showed proof of anything, which Marcos always has a hard-on for, but he's just a dumbass, all right, because he's just a Jan numbnut dick sucker, all right. That's what it is, and that's what happened, all right. And he kept on gloating about this 2-year contract, and when he kept on saying that, that's where the switch to me occurred. I'm just like, well, they could have been promised, but now you keep on pushing this 2-year thing. And we all know in crypto, you can't plan that far ahead in the future. You can't even plan a year later. You just can't. That's just what it is in crypto. But to say you have 2 years and you're going to fulfill this deal, they got a roadmap and all this other bullshit, get out of here with that shit. And so nothing has ever been proven to anybody about where the money was going. It was going into Binance, Coinbase, all this stuff, right? And nothing, no trading ever was proven because you guys always have a hard on about proof of trading, right? And all of a sudden, when it comes to this, right, no questions asked, right? Especially from Marcos, right? That's what makes him a hypocrite and just such a contradicting piece of shit. And he could come at me all he wants, but a fact is a fact. All right, and that's a fact of the matter, that his dumbass would harp on that shit all day long on any other platform, but when it comes to Jan's word, and when it comes to platforms that's concerning Jan, then, no, I don't need to ask for proof because Jan saw it. Get the fuck out of that shit. That's why he's a piece of shit. So one of the closest team members, Andy Galloway, posted that, and that's an Andy nobody, posted that CMB is working behind the scenes trying to rebuild the site, and because you have said that you are the only person on the planet that would know what is happening at CMB, do you know where Andy was getting this information from? Yeah, good question, right? If you're the only person on the planet, because you are the brand manager, you acted like you ran the platform, right? And all of a sudden, how did Andy know about this stuff? Because the thing about it is, I think he is trying to partly spread this optimism when there's nothing to be optimistic about. The signs were written on the wall. Here's a fact, all right? The fact is, CoinMarketBull had issues since mid-April when they didn't announce a maintenance that was going on, and then when the stuff was going on, it was kind of intermittent, but yet still no announcement till days later when, we're working on maintenance right now, we're working on issues, things like that. But nothing was ever said about anything about, hey, don't deposit anything. All right, we're working on stuff right now. Only thing that was said, if anything, if anybody even watches it, would be on Jan's calls. But around that same time, he made an announcement that, actually he took some time off during that time, because that's part of his MO, right? You do some videos for a while, for a few weeks, and then you take a time off, a month, 2 weeks, a month at a time. He took nearly a month off that time. All right? Did not answer to anything for a long time, except posting pictures of, being on the side of the pool, fake working out, right? Because, he's acknowledging me, because, I do pump iron and I do drink protein, and I know he's acknowledging me in that way. But, it's funny how that is, that for someone that's supposedly so deep inside CoinMarketBull to be all of a sudden be left out in the dark? Come on now, really? So, let's see here. What's next on this piece, right? In total respect, I've been asking for weeks for a community to sit down with Jan, Andy, Marcos, right? 3 numbnuts. I know everyone sees the messages. Andy responded basically saying he's not interested. Yeah, he's a nobody, and he never gave a fuck anyways. He acted like it. Jan nor Marcos respond because they're in the same boat. They don't give a shit. Jan does not care. All he was doing was just kind of lingering around and timing him to dump CoinMarketBull, and that's what he did yesterday. And Marcos don't give a shit because he's just a lemming. He's a follower. He's a Jan nut hut kiss ass dick sucking bitch, right? That's what he is. I mean, he's catered everything around Jan, right? All the videos of CoinMarketBull's gone. All right, nothing's up there right now except for CloudFi and Vortec, right? All CoinMarketBull videos are down. But yet, man, when it was in its heyday, oh man, compound. Well, you know, you could do $1,000, it could become $85,000. What's up with that shit, right? And it's just funny how that is, right? I also asked that the meeting be hosted by a middle party and with respect and fair conversation. That got ignored fast. Yeah. Oh man, I would have loved to watch this thing and the uncomfortable situation that these 3 dumbasses would be put in, because there's a third party that's directing this conversation, and this bigger conversation that could have been had. All right, and you know, we could have just seen. Well, Andy wouldn't have said shit. All right, Jan, he would come up with some weird bullshit stuff, right? Because he doesn't like dealing with this sort of stuff. And then Marcos would be the front mouthpiece and just, you know, come up with some jargon and mumbo jumbo and really just not really answer the questions that's happening here, because he's trying to cater it to where it becomes favorable, and that hang in there type guys, you know, you'll be okay. We're just waiting for things to happen. Shut the fuck up, you know. And I just want to make sure that I understand what was said in the beginning and what's transpired up to this point. Communication from CMB and our leaders about CMB gets a big fat F, and I'm sure no one will dispute that. Although Andy did step in when the heat was on and try to bring some peace in the space, I know that things were said when CMB was being introduced. Some were mentioned by Joe C. that maybe we can still have. Okay, so let me see here. Have a sit down, I guess, or whatever, right? So let me answer these 2 guys, all right? So he chimes in now. He's probably tired of just hearing it, all right? Nobody's in any position of, and plus he's going to make some shit up now. Nobody's in any position of power or influence, and the people behind CMB hold our funds. They control us in this situation and the outcome. The past means nothing today, it has no bearing on today's date, and the fact that we need to move forward. Many people made gains in CMB. Yeah, so he's trying to put this shit behind it. He's dumping it. He's just like, I'm trying to move on here. You guys are holding on to something. He's already milked it dry. All right, Jan, push this shit hard with that reinvest button, and, you know, reinvest, deposit, right? That's what we kept on saying, right? Hit that reinvest button every time, right? They push that shit. He got Marcos on board to push that shit. They don't give a shit because they got their money. They got it all. They milked that shit dry because you dumbasses out there, all you numbnuts that follow these guys, you know that that's an underhand tactic to get more commissions from you guys. You know, why do they keep pushing about compounding for a bigger payday? That has never worked each and every time. That's always been my message, is compounding for a bigger payday is going to get you wrecked. And look what happened. It's wrecked a lot of people, courtesy of Jan and Marcos, right? So, regardless of the rumors and noise, this is an uncomfortable situation for all of us, and there is nothing anyone can do outside of CMB organization that can provide resolution to all of us involved. We have a very limited choice in this situation. Wait for things to come back and hope for the best. We have very limited, let's see here. We can move forward and learn from the experience. Do this business better today and into the future. Nobody's making any income hanging on to CMB. Well, yeah, because the site's gone. All right, it went from maintenance to the site is gone. All right, the site is gone. The official Telegram, which really did not do much communicating outside of Jan posting into that from time to time, has all been cleared out. All right, so that's the funny thing about it, is that things that Jan actually had access to, he could have posted it to everybody else on filling everybody in what's going on. But no, he don't give a shit. I mean, I've been saying this the whole time. He doesn't give a damn about you guys. So, you're using more time and energy. We lose above and beyond missing funds. Be an adult, do the right thing, and take responsibility for your own actions and decisions, and don't blame others for the choices. Something to keep in mind that this chat room is of wonderful people. Opinion represents. Here's an insult, right? This wonderful people's opinions represent 0.004% of the leaders and members out there. So he's trying to just say, fuck you guys. There's only a little bit of people making noise in here. I don't give a fuck. That's what he's saying. I'm not going to reply to this, Jen. You told me all I need to know. Thank you, right? So he knows. He sees the message there. He doesn't give a damn. He's saying, screw you. All right. Hey, it's done. That's what he's saying. So thanks for the update, brother. No one can argue that it's upsetting, blah, blah, blah. And then here it is right here. Here's, Mr. Excuses here, right? I'm going to, speak for Jan here because I know what happened here because I kiss his nuts all the time, so I know, right? Balls deep. I met with them on, this is what he's saying about what Jan said. He met with them on Zoom and was convinced of the trading software and data. Even so, what would this prove or disprove considering how many owners that many leaders have met with other companies and met with them in person, right? Remember Crypto Future, the most transparent owner in the world, videos of all the leaders around him. Remember MTI, owner fled to Brazil. This certainly wasn't a litmus test or measuring stick that I used to determine the legitimacy of CMB. But that's what you did. You used that as a measuring stick because I believe Jan when he said he saw the software and the trading. So there it is. You used it. All right? That's exactly what it is. All these other things in the past, we all know it doesn't matter. It's exactly what was said about these other past platforms, right? The thing about it was is that you had to use it as a litmus test and measuring stick into determining the legitimacy of CMB. That had to come factored into your mind about past platforms, right? I mean, we were all in Cuba Life, right? We were all in Medify Yielders. We were all in all these various platforms, right? Pegasus. So I'm sure that came into mind. So when you said that I believe Jan when he said he saw the software and trading, you are a complete dumbass. Being that I know how you are because you were that person that kept hitting on Pegasus about proof of trading, that kept hitting on all these other platforms about proof of trading, and you love it when they show proof because that makes it legit. But only when Jan says he saw everything, you believe it. So that makes you stupid, all right? Jan is a complete mercy of CMB owners, and regardless of the contract, if they disappear and do not respond, the contract, let's see here. If the contract is of no value, let's hope and pray they do. Yeah, of course you're going to go to that. You're such a fake, phony, religious guy anyways, man. I take Fridays and Saturdays off because, it's just in the guise of religion, right? But I really just do that just to take days off, right? That's just what it is. But with my private conversation with Jan and some of the other leaders in the private diversity management, we have all discussed ideas and possibilities of what might be able to be done to help people recover their funds, but it certainly isn't. This is zero, all right? They're not going to come up with some plan to recover funds. We've heard this conversation before, right? I remember there was a platform last year, and he went into it. It was kind of more of a hype-ish type of platform. He went into it, and he said in open discussion on call on YouTube about how he, made arrangements with the admin to increase his commissions. That way he could build a fund for people just in case if it goes bad, he could help use that fund to pay people and all that. And obviously what happens? Nothing. because he just took that money and kept it. Because that's what he is. He's such a bitch, all right? Such a fake, phony, acts like he's a holier than thou, piece of shit, bitch, all right? And I've been saying this all along. You guys want to follow his dumbass because all of his fake views that he buys and buying up the subs. How can you be sitting around 2,000 subs at the beginning of the year? All of a sudden, you have 22,000 subs. You can't blow up that quick because you barely post videos as it is, and at the same time, no one really watches it, especially when you do 1 to 2 hour long videos all the time, to where you could garner that much viewership, one, and subscribers, two. That's why you're buying them up to make it look like it's happening, and that's exactly what it is. Such a fake, phony piece of shit. So, let's see here. I appreciate your response, Marcos, and yet Jam puts you in an awkward position of having to speak for him. Of course, he's this is exactly what he is right here. Marcos is my bitch. Make me bacon, bitch. That's exactly what it is. I've been posting this message for a very long time. Very long time. So, regarding a simple and direct question that many CMB members want to know the answer to, in my opinion, this is totally wrong and unprofessional. So again, I thank you for taking a leadership role in the situation. And while Jam may be at the mercy of the owners, he's the only person or the members of the CMB they can count on for information. Yet they continue to only hear the answer to this dilemma is to follow him into another platform. Exactly. Remember that time? It was just not that long ago, a few weeks ago. He said, I'm going to address Coin Market Bull, all right, on this call. No hint about any other platform whatsoever. And the first half of that call, it was about Tegeta. And then after that, now we're going to talk about CMB, right? And that was such a swerve and bitch move too. I mean, that's what he is. I mean, you guys can't see that. I mean, I've been seeing this the whole time, and you guys just don't. You guys are just blind sheeps, So the answer may work for some, but I'm sure that many would rather hear ideas and possibilities regarding the possibility of recovering their funds, which again is something Jan could or should address instead of having it, but he will not do. He will not do that. All right. So thank you again for this, right? Thank you for the update, whatever. So that's what happened there on that conversation piece, all right? And all I got to say is that, they're trash and a piece of shit. And yeah, turn 1K into 60K, guys. Yeah, Marketable, right? Him and his dumbass girlfriend, Dora. Yeah, me too, right? Doing the same shit. And where does it get you now, guys? Oh, how about this? A 60-day bull run promotion. Never got that. All right, it started having problems, 3 weeks later. Even after this bull run promotion was done, they even said, oh, yeah, just give us a few days and we'll get this thing taken care of. But it led to a week, then 2 weeks, up until that whole mid-April meltdown. And then people started asking, hey, where's this bull run? Oh, we're still tabulating this right now. Just be patient. We're working on maintenance on the platform. Don't worry, we'll get you paid out. And yet, still the same thing. It's so funny. And since then, all right, look at that, 26 days ago, slow pay. Oh, man, the site's gone. I haven't been paid since, late May? So that shit's done because it kind of centers around the same time MaxPress stopped paying as well. Even though they're not connected in any way except for his fake CEO wannabe leadership part, it really showed that CoinMarketable has been dead for some time. To me, the writing on the wall was when the site is offline now, gone, and they erased the Telegram group, right? So let's take a look at the Telegram group of CoinMarketable, because when that came, that's when it was truly done, right here. July 8th, when everything got deleted. All right, so when that happened, that's when it was officially done. All right, but, this thing carried on, and I said it to various people in my chats. He's timing it, right? He's trying to, pick his time. He's trying to pick a certain, event or time to say, you know what, I'm going to just unload this shit. I can't wait to unload this thing right now. I want it off my back, all right? And that's exactly what he did yesterday, all right? He timed it and finally unloaded it. And I've been saying that. He's waiting to unload this thing. He just really waiting to push this thing off. So yeah, so CoinMarketable is dead and buried. It's done. All right, it is done. It's not coming back. I don't care what anybody says. If they come out with some other rendition 3.0, or hey, we're back, guys, but you got to pay for this in order to get your account back, you all know that it's just a money grab and it's just fake and piece and trash. So that's just done. And while I'm at it, I'm going to throw in the same burial, in the same grave with MaxSpread here, because nothing's come out of MaxSpread since their time they last posted anything here. Let's see here. June, all right, when supposedly they're cleaning things up. They got rid of their CEO, fake CEO, because remember their other fake CEO they had? Let's see, where's it at? This one? So they had the AI CEO. All right, they had an AI CEO, Michael Vaines. It's kind of a funny name, Michael Vaines. I guess he must be pumping iron too, right? Kind of look like Bill Goldberg, but older. And Michael Vaines, right? Because he pumps iron and all that. Fake CEO was quietly ousted, right? Quietly. All he did is turn the off switch, and he was gone. And then Jan saw the opportunity and said, "Hey, you need a CEO? I could be that guy." And it's like, wait a second, you're a CMO in this platform, and you are a CMO, or you're trying to be a CMO of Vortec, and now you want to be CEO of this, you're trying to be CEO of CloudFire, man. Multi-level positions of high-level management. How can that be? And no one really asked the question. I asked the question first, and and this is how the conversation went. I asked the question first, and I talked to other bigger leaders, right? Bigger than me. I talked to Queen Wiki, and Queen Wiki started to ask that question too, because I asked her. And I said, hey, this is what's happening here. And so why do you think Vortec quietly dropped CMO from Jan so quickly? Right? They announced it. They even posted an announcement that here's the new CMO, right? And shortly after they announced that, that's when Jan announced he was CEO of Vortec, right? Which was pretty crazy in itself, right? Yeah, here's the Don Malachi. There's another ass kisser right there too. Thinks he knows it all and all that stuff just because he follows Jan, right? He'll never say anything bad about Jan. Everything Jan does is good, is great. Man, that sort of stuff, right? And yeah, it's just bullshit too. That's another piece of shit artist here. The real Don right here is who I'm talking about. Where's the real Don? That's the real Don. All right, I dug him out of the crypto grave of the heydays of back then platforms, and he's the real Don right here. That's what I'm talking about. But anyhow, yeah. So being that MaxSpread a month ago last posted anything about anything whatsoever, and they've been on a pause or withdrawal since May as well. This shit's done. I'm burying it with CoinMarketable in their grave. All right, and we could finally put this thing to rest. But if I, come across any new information, of course I'm going to share that information. Just like if Novotech comes out with new information, that shit's buried dead too. So yeah, so CoinMarketable is dead. MaxSpread is dead. They're buried together. He's a piece of shit. He's his ass kissing, nut, hugging, dick sucking trash. And you could say I'm a hypocrite. You could say I say all these things about you, but it's true. I've proven it to be true this whole time. I've proven it each and every time. And this is exactly what Jan does with you right here. He's a wannabe CEO. He's a fly-by-night because, of course, what Marco said, he doesn't like platforms with fly-by-night CEOs. It's real CEO, right? He touts that about Vortec United, and that's it, right? Because everybody else has fake CEOs. And so he loves his bacon, and he makes, Marcos his bitch, and that's exactly what it is. And it's so damn funny. I laugh at all this stuff because when you see this shit right here, and when I first saw that, I was already on it saying, hey, you guys are going to get fucked over if you listen to this idea And look what happens. How many of you guys going to get that payday 8 months from now? How many? Wait, I couldn't hear you. Let me hear that again. Oh, 0. Oh, shit. Nobody. Wow. And they pushed that shit on max spread. Same thing. Use their compounding spreadsheet. And they did the same exact thing on max spread. So how many of you guys are going to get that big payday for max spread? Let me hear that again. Wait. I can't hear. Hold on. Oh, wait. Silence again. That's 2. What? I can't believe that shit. That's twice that they fucked you guys over. And then max spread, they brought you guys in temporarily on mainnet. I mean, the mainnet. And they brought you guys on that for a little bit. Trying to push the idea, oh, you're going to make 400%, right? Share this. You're going to make 400%. And then the latest on that piece of shit project is that they can't release the funds, that their funds are locked up. Where's it at? I got to find it right now. Here it is, right? Doesn't matter what update newsletter they send out. They keep saying they're making trades happen, blah, blah, blah. Bottom line is, this is it right here. Right here. Let me see, where's it at? It's right here. The date for this, here we go. You're going to be paid when the original platform withdrawals resume again, because it has been frozen for quite some time now too. The date for this has not been specified yet because they still have to deal with the French financial authorities. And how fast does PAM make profits for mainnet and for the members? So you guys got struck out, but yet, it's par for the course. They're trying to push to new programs, right? And let me give you a preview of some of the stuff that's being said of these platforms, right? The owner now speaks for CloudFi, all right, and that's fine. That's just what it is. So the owner of CloudFi speaks, all right, now, and it's taking over the reins of, from the fake CEO. And, because he doesn't want the reputation of a fake CEO to ruin his platform. And so that's what happens. So yes, they did indeed lower the minimum from $100 to $50. All right. And that's fine, I guess. There was something that legitimately I was told was not going to happen, but hey, he is the owner. I'm talking about the owner, not Jan. I'm talking about Jacob, the owner, right? He, decided, what, if it feels it's going to help him move forward and whatever, that's fine. It's good. So, with that, the reinvest button will not come. You know why? Because Jacob has an understanding of the reinvest button and how it's not going to work for CloudFi, and it's a demise of platforms, as proven so right here. All right, and so let's see here. And then the other 2 platforms I think he spoke about. Let me roll this back a little bit. Tegeta, to me, is like another max spread. All right. It's like another max spread. It's just guised in as a casino gambling platform and all this other stuff. But I don't think it's going to be a deep future. I think it's going to have a short run, kind of like what max spread did. Because I was in max spread before these guys got in, and it was slow. It was slow going, but it was paying. It was slow going, but it wasn't setting the world on fire. I'm in Tegeta, and I was in about 3 weeks before Numbnuts got in. And same thing, slow going. It's not setting the world on fire to me. They could do what they want to do with all this, posting all these things that are going on with the events and all that. I mean, they were a little bit more visible, with the CEO right now, so they'll give that a little bit of a run. But Tegeta is really not all that great, and you're getting paid a month at a time. It's not that great. All right. Surex, I've seen it now. I've never heard of them till now. And Surex is nothing more than a token platform. And I've seen other people speak about it, how it really takes a lot away from you in terms of what you earn. So what you're really getting out of it, right? Some people say, oh, it's still free money that you're getting. And no, Surex is a token platform that's going to die pretty quick because no one else is really caring or talking about it. That's trash. And then Vortex United is the ultimate. And I'm in touch with the CEO personally, so there's no way Jan can be a fake CEO of that. And, I spearheaded the effort of, hey, you know what? Isn't this kind of, what do you call it? Conflict of interest, right? When it comes to these high-level positions, I have to say I was the one that spearheaded that effort. I asked the questions first, right? And then all of a sudden, quietly dropped CMO, right? So, Verse, I have not heard him speak about Verse one time. So, he's trying to push for it, but he's not speaking about it. Maybe he doesn't want to curse it, right? And so, it's just funny how all this stuff is and what's happening right now. And just seeing the conversations that go on and just things that are going about with all this. So, yeah, all I got to say is, am I right or am I right? He was waiting to unload, and he finally unloaded it. So, there you go. All right. That is what it is. You know what? I'm going to put this on my podcast channel as well. This is going to be my podcast. I'm a little bit behind on my podcasting. So, I'm going to put this on I'm going to do a quadruple cast because I'm going to post it on my 2 channels and my 2 podcast channels as well, since this is an hour long, unfiltered, uncensored, everything I got going on. But hey, you know what? This is real, all right? So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. This is going to be one of my new podcast episodes that I'm airing on all channels. Thank you for that content creation there, idea, and that's what it is. But yeah, this is the reality. I tell you guys what's truly happening in this space. These numbnuts don't care about you. All they care about is the money, right? He always said money, people first, money second. Come on, man. If that was the case, you wouldn't be pushing programs on everybody and rather just try to help be more communicative about the current issues at hand, but never really addressed, right? He was quiet the whole time until the noise got louder. He kind of chimed in a bit, got quiet again, focusing on other stuff. And then, there's been quiet time and all that. He wanted to time the exit. He timed it and said, all right, I'm done with this thing. This is my last time I'm talking about it. It's done. It's out. And that's what he did. So he's done with it. That's just the fact of the matter. And now that he did what he did yesterday, he could finally move himself forward with CMB out of the conversation, even though he has a 2-year deal, right? I have a 2-year deal, right? So what happened to that, right? That's what makes him a piece of shit in this space. And don't ask me. We could ask many, many people, all right? And Queen Wiki, we all know the truth too, right? Queen Wiki could tell you how bad Jan really is, because Jan's really just trash, right? Good at talking the talk, right? But never really truly there for the people. And this guy is just, sucking that dick, right? Look at the matching glasses and all, sucking that dick all that time. And he don't give a shit either. He never gives a shit either. And he's proven that each and every time with these other programs, right? And that program I talked about with this whole fund that you want to say, Pollinier was the name of that program. And of course, all those Pollinier videos are down. But that's what he said before. It's just funny. And then they push this bullshit compounding. And they're pushing that shit right now, believe it or not. They're trying to push redepositing into Vortex United, redepositing into CloudFi for a bigger payday. They're trying to push that because although there's no reinvest button for them, you can still redeposit for bigger paydays, right? And that's what they're trying to push that idea of doing in those platforms. All I got to say is, if anything, all right, always take the money. Take the damn money. I keep saying it each and every time. Take the money. All right? So that is my latest here in catching up here. All right? I'll just call this my podcast here, my Musclecast I haven't done in quite some time. And this is what it's all about. I'm back. I'm trying to get back to my podcast again going. And it just so happened to be that way today. But this was the event that had to be spoken about, and that's what I did. So chime in, comment down below, and hey, funds, what's happening here? I guess we'll find out in time. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank